Right here on 11Alive Plus, Doraville police said they're searching for a 4-month-old baby boy taken by his father. So check this out. This is the child right here. His name is Josiah Rentgen. Right now, the child's father, 18-year-old Antonio Cordova, is wanted for kidnapping, battery, family violence, child cruelty, and interference with custody. Police said that they first responded to a domestic violence call this morning at Doraville Plaza on Buford Highway. They tried to arrest Cordova, who took off in a purple Infiniti seen right there in those photographs. Doraville PD says Cordova has a criminal history as well as outstanding warrants from other law enforcement agencies. So if you have seen Cordova or seen his car, know where he is, call 911 immediately. All right, turning now to your weather impact forecast. Let's get to meteorologist Danielle Moss. And Danielle, it is nice to see a little rain instead of ice and snow.
Exactly, just regular rainfall, Ron. That's the only thing we're tracking, and I can live with that for sure. Here's a look at our current satellite and radar. We have been mostly cloudy all day long, and now this rainfall is finally arriving. It looks absolutely nice outside here in Metro Atlanta, but in Northwest Georgia, we are already seeing some of those cloudy skies turn into rainy skies. And as we take a closer look over the last hour or so, slowly but surely, the main line of the system is getting closer and closer. Good news, no severe weather is expected, just normal rainfall. It could be heavy at times, but that's the only thing that you need to know about all of that rain. As you can see, it's getting close to that 285 perimeter. We're starting to see it sink into Cobb County as well as portions of Paulding County, Carroll County as well, getting in on some of that action. Over the next 24 hours, we're going to see that rain and that precip coverage really increase. It will be up and down throughout the morning hours, but once again, no severe weather is expected. Here's a look into Rome. The rainfall is light in nature. You can see the raindrops there on the camera here in Metro Atlanta. Still awaiting the arrival, 58 degrees right now, and it feels like 58. Believe it or not, we are all still warmer than what we were this time yesterday, even in Northwest Georgia where you're seeing that rain. Both Rome and Dalton around 4 to 5 degrees warmer than what they were this time yesterday. Over the next few hours, that rainfall will finally start to sink into Metro Atlanta. Heavier showers will continue to Northwest Georgia around 11:30, we're still going to be dealing with that rain here in the city. But then by the time we get into the overnight hours, really around 1 to 2 a.m., that rainfall really slacks up, and then we get more of a spotty shower action. For your morning commute, I would say allow extra time because those roadways could still be wet. You still could have some isolated showers that linger behind, but our temperatures won't really be impacted by this rain as we head into your Wednesday. In fact, highs on Wednesday will be near 53 degrees here in Metro Atlanta, even with all that cloud cover in that rain. However, big changes are coming for your Thursday and then again for this weekend. I have more details on that coming up in my full forecast.
Okay, we look forward to those temperatures going up. Danielle, thank you. Well, the search continues tonight at this hour for the man accused of shooting someone inside the Decatur library yesterday. The victim is still in critical condition as we speak, and the library remains shut down. 11Alive's Galat Malamed has more on safety concerns from the community tonight.
Decatur nanny Sarah Martinez is now spending her afternoon at the park.
So today I tried to go to the library, and it was closed, completely closed.
The library remains closed after Decatur police say 44-year-old Medicus Brown shot someone inside. Police continue to search for him.
I'm just amazed, like I can't believe it.
Witnesses tell 11Alive News this all began with a fight over a cell phone inside the computer room.
I feel now I'm afraid of going with my girls that I'm taking care of because they're just so vulnerable and we are vulnerable. So I'm just afraid now.
Martinez thought the library already had metal detectors. We asked DeKalb County what the security measures are at the library. A spokesperson says there are no metal detectors, saying under Georgia law, legal firearm owners can carry a gun in public spaces unless it is expressly prohibited. Libraries are not among those prohibited locations.
There's scanners to see if books are being stolen, so you'd think that there would be like a metal detector or something going forward.
Ivy Francis almost went to the library last night. While she's shocked by what happened, she says she won't let the shooting deter her.
I'll probably still go to the library, and I'm hoping that it's like this happens one time and then never again.
Galat Malamed, 11Alive News.
And of course, we're going to continue to check back to see when the library will reopen. We know that scheduled programs for tomorrow have been postponed. Meanwhile, Decatur police are asking anyone with information about the shooting to please give them a call. Gwinnett County PD now announcing the celebration of life service for the officer killed in the line of duty this weekend. Officer Pradeep Tamang was only 25 years old. He joined the department less than a year ago, and police said that he was shot and killed while responding to a call at Stone Mountain Hotel on Sunday. A second officer, David Reed, was injured in critical condition and in surgery when we found out about this weekend. The suspect, there he is, 35-year-old Kevin Andrews Jr. is back behind bars. We received his booking photograph today. He's facing a number of charges, including felony murder. Officer Tamang service is happening this Saturday at 10 a.m. at 12 Stone Church in Lawrenceville. Following the service, there will be a procession to Tim Stewart Funeral Home. So here's a look at the route. If you want to honor this officer, the department is inviting everyone to line the streets to pay their respects. Key witnesses are now taking the stand today in the murder trial for Edric Faust. He's accused of sexually assaulting and killing UGA law student Tara Baker more than 2 decades ago. 11Alive's Marissa Sarbach has some of the biggest moments from today's testimony.
Ron, we got to look inside Tara Baker's apartment. Images from the crime scene that were showed to the jury during testimony. We also heard from some of the prosecution's key witnesses, including the medical examiner, a lieutenant who handled the investigation at the crime scene, and a 911 operator. Tara Baker was a law school student at the University of Georgia. She was found dead in her Athens apartment on January 19, 2001. Law enforcement and the medical examiner stated she was sexually assaulted and strangled, that her body had a knife wound on the neck and blunt force trauma to the head. They also say she had been burned in her apartment fire that initially called cops out to the scene. In addition to the factual testimony we heard today, we also heard emotional testimony from Tara's best friend, the last person to see her alive.
Is that the last time you ever talked to Tara?
Yeah. I think the last thing she ever said to me was, I said, hello, and she said, you did not call me. And I said, I know, I'm so sorry. And she said, but you're okay? I said, I am. And she said, all right, I'll talk to you tomorrow. And that was kind of it.
So when you say I'll talk to you tomorrow, this is Thursday night.
Yes.
So tomorrow would be Friday, January 19th, 2001. Is that right?
Yes.
The case was cold for more than 2 decades, but was reopened in 2024 when new DNA technology allowed forensic scientists to retest preserved DNA. This led law enforcement to the defendant, Edric Faust. The prosecution says there is a 1 in 800 quadrillion chance the DNA belongs to anyone other than him. The defense team is expected to argue there is no direct evidence like fingerprints or eyewitnesses tying Edric Faust to the murder. Ron?
All right, Marissa, thank you. By the way, we're going to be streaming the entire trial right here on 11Alive Plus, so you can watch the full testimony whenever you want. Right now, 6 mitigation efforts are now still underway at Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport, days after a fuel spill at the airfield. So this all happened on Friday, and it prompted Governor Brian Kemp to issue a state of emergency over possible contamination of the Flint River. Well, the city of Griffin then issued a warning not to consume any of the drinking water after some people reported smelling some fuel in the water. That order was lifted after testing, and airport officials say they do not yet know how much fuel actually spilled into the Flint River, and we're working to try to get that answer for you and hopefully have more on that tonight on 11Alive News at 11. All right, coming up next on 11Alive Plus, a new twist in the Georgia governor's race, what a Trump-supporting CEO's decision means for the rest of the Republican field. And should landlords face fines if they do not respond to police within an hour? A new bill sparking debate. Welcome back, everyone. There is a new development in the race to become Georgia's next governor. Another candidate joins the Republican field. Rick Jackson is the wealthy chairman and CEO of Alpharetta-based Jackson Healthcare. And here's a look at his first campaign ad.
Now, Jackson's running for governor to deliver the results that the do-nothing career politicians never will.
Jackson says that he wants to make Georgia #1 for what he calls criminal deportations, and he also promises to ban woke ideology in schools. And there's a pledge to cut the state income tax in half and freeze property taxes as well. Now, in the video, Jackson makes reference to a $1 million donation to President Trump and says that he is running for governor because Trump inspired him. Jackson's entry into the field comes less than 4 months before the May primary here. So the Republican field already includes 3 prominent statewide Republican office holders: Lieutenant Governor Burt Jones, Attorney General Chris Carr, and Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger. Now, Georgia lawmakers heard a proposal today to give hefty fines to landlords who do not provide their contact information to first responders. Now, the bill addresses issues at troubled properties with absentee landlords. 11Alive's Doug Richards looks at what it does and why.
Before it was demolished in 2024, Forest Cove was a Southwest Atlanta apartment complex with layers of trouble. But even less notorious sites with absentee landlords have vexed first responders, who often can't access locked-up areas to handle emergencies. Former police detective Yasmin Neal aims to fix that issue with a blunt financial incentive.
Proposed remedy is simply fining, and to continue to get fined until you provide this information to the proper agency.
Neal's legislation would require landlords to provide after-hours contacts. When first responders try to reach them, the legislation says landlords shall respond within 1 hour. If not, they shall be fined $5,000.
When it's after hours, it's 1, 2 in the morning, and there's an emergency response. Who's that on-site person that we could reach that will be able to help?
A Smyrna lawmaker told a House subcommittee one of his neighbors had that issue during the recent ice storm.
Just recently, around the ice storm, his apartment was flooding, and it took them 5 days through the ice storm to fix that issue.
And you try to look for a number to call for help, and there isn't one.
Neal is a Democrat. Republicans leading that subcommittee hearing did not take a vote on her bill, leaving its prospects uncertain. At the Capitol, Doug Richards, 11Alive News.
New tonight on 11Alive Plus, MARTA now says you will be able to transfer the money left on your Breeze card when a new fare system goes into full effect. So at first, MARTA said that you will need to spend the remaining balance or risk losing it when the Better Breeze launches in May. But now MARTA says that riders can actually transfer unused funds into the new account from May 2nd to October 30th.
But we are tracking rain showers are getting closer and closer to Metro Atlanta. We'll time it all out for you and give you a look at your 7-day forecast coming up after the break. Well, today has been a mostly cloudy day as we anticipate the arrival of the rain, and it has finally started knocking on our door. Here's a look at our satellite and radar. In northwest Georgia, we're already seeing some of those rain showers really start to be a little bit more aggressive. We're just looking at heavy rain. We're not looking at any severe weather, which is great, but it is literally right along the 75-85 corridor. And as you take a closer look into North Georgia, we're starting to see the rain make it further east. In fact, in North Georgia Mountain, seeing some light rain there, even starting to see some rain seeking in closer to metro Atlanta. Here's a live look into Rome. You can see the rain dots there on the camera. The winds were blowing as well. Let's look at our Blue Ridge camera. The last few weeks have been looking at snowfall in Blue Ridge, but now we're looking at just normal rain showers, and that's all we'll be seeing overnight tonight. Now in the next 4 hours, we're going to see those temperatures dropping into the upper 40s, which is still a little bit warmer than what we were this time yesterday. Rain showers will be continuing overnight tonight and as you prepare for your Wednesday morning. Let's time it all out for you. What can you expect? We'll continue to see this rainfall linger overnight tonight. And around 11 p.m., they start to become a little bit more scattered in nature, not as really heavy, widespread rainfall. And then as we shift to the morning hours, we're looking at more isolated showers for your Wednesday morning. Then as we head into the Wednesday afternoon, we could be seeing some more scattered, isolated showers that pop up throughout the afternoon. That cloud cover is going to be staying in place all day long. But even with the cloud cover, even with some of that rain, we're going to see our temperatures really getting into the low 50s. So still not too bad as far as those temperatures are concerned. As far as rainfall, we're going to be collecting around half of an inch of rain, which is not too bad. Here's a look at your forecasted highs for tomorrow. 50 degrees in the North Georgia mountains and across northwest Georgia. 53 here in metro Atlanta and around 57 over in Covington. Well, what's coming up next after the rainfall passes through? We're going to be looking at a colder day on tap for us for Thursday. Highs will be near 46 degrees. That's a big drop for us. We haven't been that cold at least in 3 days. So just prepare, get your coats right back out. But don't keep them out for long because we'll be back into the upper 50s for your Friday. And that's going to set the scene for a very warm weekend ahead. In fact, the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook shows that we're going to be well above average as we head into next week. So that second week of February looking nice and warm for us. Here's that 7-day forecast for you. 53 degrees for tomorrow, even with the rain and the cloud cover. We'll drop down to the upper 40s for your Thursday, but then we'll be back on the temperature trend, back warming up, back into the 50s and maybe even the 60s as we wrap up this week and head into the weekend.
Well, you know what? It is official. Speed skater and gold medalist Aaron Jackson and bobsledder Frank Del Duca will carry the Star-Spangled Banner during the opening ceremony for the Winter Olympics. So our team in Italy got an exclusive interview with Jackson about what this honor means for her.
It's amazing. I feel like the Olympics really bring everyone together. It's a time when, people just gather around their TVs and just cheer on Team USA, and it's just really cool to be a part of that.
The pair was chosen by a vote of their fellow Team USA athletes. And you're an athlete yourself.
Yes.
I know you didn't do the Winter Games type things.
No.
You would do the summer things with
the shot put,
yeah,
yes.
the shot put and all that. But that does mean a lot when your peers say, we want you to carry the Star-Spangled Banner.
Yes, that's amazing and such a huge honor. And that's something that everybody watches. I feel like it doesn't matter if it's the Winter Games or the Summer Games, you're watching the torchbearers and you're trying to see who's holding our flag. And that's awesome for them.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite sport for the Winter Olympics?
I think curling, because I never see it, so I'm always glued like, okay, I like this, yes.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. I like the down slalom, I guess you say that?
Yeah,
where you hit
with the
between,
skiing.
Yeah, the skiing, you hit between the poles and all
Yes.
that. Yeah, that's kind of
I was
cool,
listening
too.
to Lindsey Vonn saying that she goes 85 miles an hour.
85 miles an hour.
That's
Man,
crazy.
That's faster than some people go on
The
Georgia
interstate,
400.
yeah.
Well, it's probably slow for some.
Yeah.
That's not good. Hey, don't forget 11Alive is your source for all things Winter Olympics. You can watch it right here on 11Alive and streaming on 11Alive Plus starting this Friday, February 6th. All right, coming up next on 11Alive Plus. Fulton County Jail is facing another round of scrutiny, while a new report says a facility is staring down a deadly crisis. Fulton County Commission Chair Rob Pitts says that he believes that he is a target of the investigation tied to last week's FBI raid on the county's election hub. So this is what he shared on CNN.
I was told that I was a target, still am a target of this investigation. I've done nothing wrong. Fulton County's done nothing wrong. Our elections were open, they were fair, they were transparent.
Well, the FBI seized hundreds of boxes of the 2020 election materials. County leaders say that legal action is coming, but nothing has been filed just yet. Georgia Democrats are demanding answers about the director of the National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard's role in the raid, where she says that she was there lawfully and confirmed arranging a call between President Trump and agents after the search, but says that the president gave no directives. And tonight, Senator Reverend Raphael Warnock and Representative Nakima Williams and Lucy McBath are requesting a DOJ briefing within the next 10 days. Well, the Fulton County Jail is now facing new scrutiny from the American Civil Liberties Union in Georgia, for which it says overcrowding is a crisis now. 11Alive's Molly Oak breaks down that new report.
We cannot welcome the world while our local residents are trapped in a death-trap jail.
Strong words coming from this group Tuesday after the ACLU released a new report analyzing the Fulton County Jail's population.
Fulton County has made limited progress in reducing incarceration. The county has not yet adequately addressed the causes or the consequences of chronic overcrowding, which is an over-incarceration problem.
The report, which follows two others released in 2022 and 2023, outlines steps the ACLU wants the county to take in response to what it calls overcrowding at the jail.
Here in Fulton County, too many people are sitting in jail on low-level quality of life offenses that really reflect something deeper: homelessness, untreated mental health conditions, substance use, and unmet basic needs.
Some of the focus of the 30-plus page report: treatment of misdemeanors.
Each year, under the guise of safety, Fulton puts thousands of individuals through this traumatizing system due to misdemeanors.
One of the recommendations, using citations instead of arrests for eligible offenses in hopes of helping reduce the number of people inside the jail.
That was Molly Oak reporting for us tonight. By the way, when we asked the Sheriff's Office about the report, we were told that some of the things that drive overcrowding, like the inability to pay bond and indictment delays, are outside their control. Now, a spokesperson added, quote, that the Sheriff's Office shares the community's urgency on this issue and is committed to continued collaboration with our justice partners. Now, Smyrna is planning a huge transformation for its downtown with a redevelopment plan approved Monday night that could reshape the city's core. The plan calls for 350 new homes, expanded mixed-use space, a hotel or office, and a bike and foot path through downtown. City leaders say that it's an aspirational vision, and the final development will evolve over time through community input and partnerships. We'll be right back. Hey, here we go. Valentine's Day is right around the corner and love is in the air. And it turns out Atlanta is a pretty good place to tie the knot. Rebecca Lindstrom posted this video about the city's new Wallet Hub ranking.
Keeping with my theme of Georgia and love, did you know the average cost of a wedding is about $33,000? That's according to Wallet Hub. Today, the personal finance company released its list of best places to get married, looking at 26 factors such as cost effectiveness and convenience. Overall, Atlanta came in number 4 out of 180 U.S. cities. I mean, not bad. Las Vegas, Orlando, and Miami fared better. Now, we got high marks for area activities, the number of bridal flower and gift shops, as well as event spaces. Augusta came in at 92, Columbus 124. The most expensive places to get married, not a big surprise, Hawaii and California.
Makes a lot of sense. You know, I was born in the 1900s. I was telling Faith this earlier, and so we didn't have that pressure of having